I'm losing my way. You've gotten to me, and that's my mistake. Some might say I can't get too far without seeing your face. Oh, you gave me your heart and took it away.
Thank you for complaining.
I'm going underground, going underground. Say your loving comes around,
Not real.
loving comes around. Going underground, going underground. 'Cause your love is
Loads of
not
cocktails.
around anymore. Going underground, 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 yeah. Going underground, 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 yeah.
Ciao, buzię babunka.
This one's a bit of a whack.
Coming up on this episode, we do the final prep work to the Range Rover and the X3. We get into some of the paperwork needed, and we have to make some last minute load adjustments. First up, the Range Rover needed a pipes looking at, and Dr. Moores is the man for the job. Tried to program the air suspension, and it did fix it, but all for 10 minutes. So we made the drastic decision to cut the pipes, override the ECU, so we can control them manually with our own compressor. So Moores got to work fitting them. Unfortunately, Phil came out in the morning, she was on her arse. New valves are ordered, and she can wait now, while me and Phil get on with the most important job, and that's roll cage. So me and Phil loaded up the trailer and headed down to Lampeter to pick up the X3 with the new roll cage fitted. Luckily, just in time for our own event at Par Home Short Circuit Track. So that's just a quick thanks to Paul Rowlands for letting us use the track for the weekend and helping us out with some spares for the trip itself. Top bloke. Now for best part of 4 hours cleaning before we can move on to do anything else. So we got back home and we had to make the decision with only 2 weeks to go and loads of stuff to get done in between, that the cage can't come off and be powder coated. So unfortunately, just for Albania, we've had to brush paint it. We brush painted it up and we fitted some extra stuff, as you can see. Meanwhile, back in Birmingham, Bill's sorting out the wheel fitment. So it turns out the wheels we bought are off an early L322 and they need different wheel nuts, so we can't get that done. So just another job for the list and another part to order. So he gets on with the airlines, changed the strider valves, and he even found time to fit a roof box. He must have nothing better to do. At this point we realised we needed 115 psi in the rear bags, and we didn't have a pump that was portable that would go that high. So Bill concocted the master plan to use the original Range Rover pump, add some fittings and some lines. Should do the job, right? So now we've got a 12 volt pump that'll do the job it needs to. It's completely mobile, so we can carry it with us. We can adjust the suspension anywhere, anytime. Oh, hello. Today we're up at Kano, one of our regular haunts. We're doing the final test and prep on the buggy, ready for our big adventure down to Albania. New cage, 10 litres of extra fuel, stupid number plate on the front. That was my handiwork. Look. Check that, that's not going nowhere, so everyone knows we're illegal. Hydration packs, keep hydrated. We're assuming we're going to be on the road about 6 to 8 hours a day. So, what else have we done? We've got jack, tow rope, fire extinguishers, spare wheel. Yeah. Got the CT race works, the billet aluminium radius rods, uprated MTS springs. We have got a little video of us doing them. They're all load rated, so we've had to send in what extra weight we're carrying, mine and Phil's weight, and we've had to change the driver and passenger springs so it doesn't sit like this. Actually, the biggest change is to the service vehicle, to be fair. Come with me, have a look. So this is the trusty steed that we'll be doing the travelling in. Got to have the sticker. Full leather, heated seats, heated steering wheel, because we're not going anywhere warm. Roof box, we've got gazebo for the service team, big Insta tyres. We've dropped the wheels down to 18s because it was on 19s. We've done a little sneaky modification on the air suspension. We was having problems with the air suspension, so we decided to get rid of it. We've cut the pipes and put the individual pipes onto strider valves, where we can just pump it up with our own compressor and put our own PSI in it. We'll see how that goes, but that should be one worry out of the way. Trailer mods, so we've got 2 massive boxes on the front, carry some spares, which has set the buggy back on the trailer about 2 foot, so we had a bit of a problem with it swaying around everywhere, but I think we've sorted that out now. We've just evened out the loads. We've got the boxes, draw shafts, radius rods in there, all bolted to the trailer so they can stay on, the buggy can go over the top of them. Spare wheel, spare tyres. I think we're there. I think we're almost there. We've got, what, a week and a half? A week on Wednesday we leave, catch ferry at 10 and drive constantly. I think we're aiming to be in Albania for the midday Friday-ish, something like that. Get a good sleep and then we're straight into it Saturday for scrutineering and the prologue. So yeah, aim of today is both of us getting the vehicle, spend as many hours as we can in there, make sure the intercoms are working so we can talk to each other. I've been up there already last night, made a bit of a road book so Phil doesn't know the route, so we're going to have a bit of practicing on the navving side of things and iron out a few problems really. Well, hopefully no problems, but yeah, should be good.
Book's too small, ain't it, man?
Yeah, thought should have been at 0.7. I'm not even anywhere near. We're only at 0.7, we're only at 0.8 kilometre. 0 kilometres.
Navigation training. What's that over there, Ash?
That's the last Can-Am that came across there.
Not hard.
Fucking hell. Oh no. Let's took it first.
So the spares fell off the back.
All in all, pretty good weekend. I mean, only a couple of problems to sort out. One was the trip meter. The mount that we put it on just wasn't up to the job for what we were doing off-road. It was just bouncing everywhere, you couldn't read the numbers. Spare wheel we just need to figure out a better way of mounting the spare wheel. I think that was pretty much all the problems we had over the whole weekend, to be fair. On the paperwork side of things, first of all, me and Phil, international race licences. The ones that we get through NORA cover us for personal injury insurance as well. International driving permits, you can get them from any post office. It's just a bit of bureaucracy. Once you're out of the UK, no one seems to care about what driving permit you've got and what driving permit you haven't. We need the documents for the Range Rover and for the X3, so you've got the V5, the insurance documents, green cards if you're going into countries where you need green cards. The biggest pain in the backside is a carno. Now, me and Phil had never done the carno before, and neither had Bill or Moores. So a little bit of research. We went for a company called Boomerang. I think it cost us about 600 quid. We had to spend the day weighing everything we're taking, noting where it comes from, what the value of it is, fill out the paperwork, get it on a spreadsheet, send it to them, and they do the rest. Carnet comes through, and it gives you a list of countries where you're travelling through. So as you go through the borders, you've got to get each separate piece of paperwork stamped to say that you've been through it. It's been an expensive trip, to be fair, but the rally itself wasn't that expensive. I mean, the entry fee was £1,000. You've got your fuel, but the rally itself's fine. It's getting there and getting back and setting the car up that's expensive. Now, Auntie Linda. By this time, she was well into a journey into Albania, sending us daily updates. There ain't much you can say. Absolute legend. She's travelling to Albania from the UK on her own, on a motorbike, with a backpack. Fair play to her. So the plan is for Linda to meet us at the start in Albania when we land, which I was hoping for the Friday. Back down to Birmingham now. Now this is the final weekend. Everything needs to be done. If it doesn't get done this weekend, it's not getting done. But don't worry, because Moores is still sunning himself abroad, resting himself up, ready for when he gets back and heads straight off with us.
Yes, Bill.
Where are we going?
Let me call Andy.
I'm saying 1800 total. Dropping the range off for aircon, and then to the Y-bit with the trailer. What do you reckon, Bill? What do you reckon we're weighing on the back? 1800, I'm saying.
Yeah, I reckon you're overdoing it. I'm going to say 17 and a half. Gotta be positive about this, boys.
17's the limit, yeah.
Take your wallet out the back then, you'll be alright, wouldn't you? Come on then.
Go then. Go on, we're good now. Yeah, man. 1750. Sign 18.
About 19.
I'm afraid
What
The news isn't very good.
Oh dear. What we saying?
We're all off. 1940.
Oh.
Yeah, go back to the finger.
What did you say?
1927.
Did you, Bill?
Yeah.
Fucking bam! Yes.
There we go.
We just don't know what we got to do now, and
We can't put fuel on it. 40 kilo in there.
so we was what, 300 kg over?
240 over.
240 over.
Which should leave us just enough for one 25 litre spare fuel can. And the four other empty cans.
But
Once we're in Albania, the rest of the cans can be filled once the buggy's off, can't it?
what we got to do to get there?
Got to do what? Oh, we've got to build a roof rack.
Billy.
Safari spec roof rack.
Building a roof rack
That can
with one
carry
guy to go.
what we just took off. It's got to carry 280 kg on the roof rack.
Please.
Oh, plus the gazebo. It's going to carry 300 kg. Wood flat building. So just got to do one rear one now and then figure out how to fit them. And gotta find a way of carrying them on the roof for the range. Your head.
All that's got to go on the roof of the range.
So Billy Boy's off going to get some steel. He's going to cut that. Job for this afternoon is to do that. Big problems. So we need to find out how we're going to unload 300 kilo off the trailer and get it in the Range Rover. We have to let Bill loose on making a roof rack while I finish up the mud flaps and a few other bits on the bugger.
Makeshift roof rack.
I just gone. Wide Bill. It's diagonal, round.
Roof rack's by Bill.
Safari.
See if it's still on when we get there.
Got some padding now on the doors.
Got this key in the bottom one, in the main bit, key.
Yeah.
What's that?
Final bar.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, good flat going on.
We got that done. And the stickers arrived. So we all got to work fitting the stickers. A bit to the left, to the right. Obviously, Phil's eyes are perfect. So we get the stickers on straight. Oh God.
What's going on?
Hey,
What's going on?
trying to get some rib nuts in the front of the chassis for the front diff plate.
Extra protection.
Bill's breaking drills, so now he's just gone for the diff.
What are you doing, bro? He's gone putting the diff guard on, he's gone for the diff.
What's that bit of fluid?
It's like that.
What do they say, 4 grand? So 2 final jobs left to do. We've got to weld the trailer and we've got to make a rack to hold the fuel cans on the front of the trailer.
Still hard to weld, Bill, because it's fucking gold. What are you recording it for?
We do.
And we're done. So a few deep breaths, 2 more sleeps. We load her up for the final time and we head off in the next episode.
Ready for Albania?
Yes.
Pack your suitcase, let's go on a mission.
I think right, he's managed. And the ferry.
Welcome to France. Do it
Bill,
right.
you've got this now. Straight. yeah, you Bill, you back up past it, Bill. Give it some kick.
We are currently stuck at the border of Montenegro. If we drive off, we're going to end up getting arrested. Something happens, doesn't it? Every time.
Could be arriving time to drop. Let's just sleep here. Let's watch that trailer, Phil.
Watch the side of the road, man.
Phil.
Phil. Trailer.
The trailer, man.